Yeah, on the contrary though, you can still play the Bruno for that kind of bully against the Claude, but the Arlot does come out. I'm surprised that it wasn't banned out instead of the CC, right? Because the Arlot and also the Fredrin combo just very oppressive, especially in this current meta as well. Now, combined with that glue, Team Singapore, they have a lot to deal with.
They do have a lot, but I can understand why they prefer to ban out the CC over the Arlot. They want to ensure that they take the tempo all the way from the start of the game and do not...
Yeah, okay. We have the Leslie pick coming out from the side of Team Singapore, and well, oh well. Leslie, my favorite hero, but I'm not too sure what's going on here for the side of Team Singapore. And yeah, this might be a new strat coming in. We were talking about trying to bully the Claude out of lane. Yes, Leslie good at bullying, but I would say in terms of survivability, not much there. But of course, you can see the Fredrin and the glue coming. So you gotta play such good positioning though.
Yeah, okay, so right now, we talk about catch. When it comes down to Leslie, Leslie is great at escaping catch, only to a certain extent. Leslie can go invisible, so these kind of targeting spells will no longer be applicable. So it's technically a good answer over to Arlot, so that he's unable to be too sticky onto you, constantly just second skill right into your face. But my question is if whether glue can still attach to you as a Leslie when you're invisible.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, yes, you can. The answer is yes. And now we are going into game number 1. Team Indonesia versus Team Singapore here. Team Singapore yet to find a win, and Team Indonesia sitting at the top of Group A so far.
Yep. So this is a very unprecedented team comp. So far for Team Singapore, I don't mind all the way from the start to the 4th one. But the Leslie definitely threw me completely off guard. I do want to see what kind of hidden tech Team Singapore might have for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Going with the Marksman emblem as well will not have that kind of sustain, but both have that quantum charge available. Now, in that mid lane, there's already an early game skirmish. Bellamy going for it at the start here as Junxiang in a bit of trouble as Afan is here. That taunt is available as well, and now Junxiang trying to get away, but Alexander finds the damage through and flickers away to safety along with Delvin. Team Indonesia, very clean use of the battle spells.
That is a very long team fight in the middle lane, and it is really unfortunate that Baxia is the one that went down throughout the entire fight, and Team Indonesia was not able to find one onto Delvin, which had to expend a flicker in order to get herself out of the kill range.
Yeah, at level 3 at that point, couldn't draw the Baxia towards him at that point, but they found the damage through, right? Delvin just laying down the law with that lantern, and now for Tristan versus Xiaoqi here, the Sora, once you reach that level 4, it becomes a huge problem to deal with, but the Arlet can potentially clear out the creep wave before it even starts. Now, Taunt being found out by Afan. We have that brawl going as Team Singapore. They bring in Kimmy. Alexander falling extremely low, but still disengaging just in the nick of time here. Team Singapore will not get anything going for them.
Yep. At least they did manage to bring Alexander's HP to all-time low, but they're not going to be stopping out the fight. Team Indonesia rushing in.
Yeah, Bellamy unable to survive here despite being in that bush, and there's that shifting skies being played out. That cloud form being used onto Afan. Afan gets taken out. Retribution out for the count. Tristan still fighting into this as Junxiang still surviving through it all. This is a good fight for the side of Team Singapore. They do get the turtle, and Xiaoqi falling extremely low, and Roy does find the finish. Team Singapore actually doing it here.
Yep. Looks like they did manage to go pretty dead even against Team Indonesia as of now, being able to get 2 kills of their own and also taking the turtle for themselves. But the question is, where are all these kills going to? Roy with 1 and Junxiang with 1. In the meantime, for Team Indonesia, we do have 1 on the Alexander and 1 over to the side of Xiaoqi. Unfortunately, you wouldn't want to see it from onto the side of Alexander. You would hope that it goes over to Delvin instead.
Yeah, jump onto Alexander. Bellamy unable to find the finish. The flicker has been used away, but dragged back as Bellamy will eventually go down. Wait a minute, the damage is not coming through from the side of the Tusin. Bellamy still running away, so close here. Delvin does find the finish. Now Royvin does want to deal the damage as much as possible, but Tristan is here, unable to find that pull in with the ultimate.
Okay, that team fight, we can see that there was a lapse in communication. One of them was going for, or rather Roy was going in for Delvin, and unfortunately for Junxiang, he was just looking for a fun. They need to get a more steady prioritization going in. Do they want to deal with the front lines, or do they want to deal with the support?
Yeah, and really, I would say, still on the gold lane itself, Dingarai still farming up a storm, but now with that going, Jinxiang, he's in a lot of trouble here, unable to tank up the damage. Appraisal's Wrath being used, flicker forward coming out from Delvin as well. Team Indonesia, they are going full ham here as they are unable to land the final splash, but they already got 2 kills for themselves.
Fight's not going to be over just yet, though. It doesn't seem like re-engage coming from Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan here will be able to get out. He does have that storm form available. And now, with that, the traction pole is not there as well.
We're going back to even grounds. Even though Team Indonesia managed to get quite a lot of kills out of those fights, the gold advantage is only at 1,000 gold. Not too shabby, but a lot of fight has been going on in the XP lane. Team Singapore and Team Indonesia, they have been constantly trying to push the fights towards the northern area, leaving the bottom lane completely untouched, leaving Leslie and Claude to fight for themselves.
Yeah, and Delvin, really in these positions, have been left unpunished so far. Jinxiang going with the shield unity onto Alexander. That might not be a good target here, but the cloud form is used in the center. Delvin with the ultimate dealing so much damage. Bellamy and Jinxiang goes down. Tristan as well. Team Indonesia, they're dealing so much damage as Afan gets the turtle and Alexander takes out Keith. Royven, the only one alive. Team Indonesia with a bloodbath.
They're lacking in damage right now. Team Singapore can find themselves in a really tough spot in trying to land some of these kills. As we mentioned before, right? When it comes down to playing in a war of attrition, when your team is generally very tanky, you need to be able to identify who are going to be the main attraction or your main guy that you need to prioritize on. Right now, it's kind of still all over the place. At least for Tristan, he's trying to set up for the team. While in the meantime, the team from the side of Team Singapore, they don't necessarily have got what it takes to be able to melt down a composition like Team Indonesia in a 3-man, I guess, if they're all grouped up in 3-man, which is what Tristan managed to do.
Yeah, 4,000 gold advantage so far coming in for the side of Team Indonesia, and they're not letting the pressure slip. Already the bottom lane tier turret is down, and they're looking for that tier 1 turret. And Delvin, in these positions, he's been so safe, still has that flicker, still has that ultimate, and Team Singapore has no way to initiate on him, despite Tristan always being in that forefront.
I do really want to find out how this is going to work out now. And now, immediately
does go in. Shifting Skies has been found, but Afan, he's falling low, but he's not going to be low enough as Bellamy does not find the finish. Tristan so falling low as well. Team Indonesia, they're doing it. And now once again, Dalvin, he's pulling out so much damage as Dingarai comes in with a blazing duet, but Shauki with a triple kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does seem like the Leslie coming in from the backside, at least he was able to escape from all of these deaths. He did manage to do quite a number of damage over to the side of Delvin, but unfortunately not quite enough. She's not exactly at critical mass as of yet, and right now just need to stick around with the team to ensure that she don't get singled out, because this is a team comp from the side of Team Indonesia that can really put this Leslie in a really tough spot.
Yeah, 6,000 gold advantage. This is why you don't give the Arlet away to the side of the Fredrin user, right? That final slash together with that taunt combination, it becomes much of a bigger threat, especially with Delvin being able to stand all the way in front. They don't need vision. They got Jusin, and Delvin is doing so well. Alexander just teasing out the damage going through, and they will eventually get the turtle, and that's the objective gaming settled, and they set their eyes on that mid lane. Tristan goes in with that cloud form, Shifting Skies, unable to find that full damage through, and they still lack the damage from the side of Team Singapore. They can't focus fire anyone down.
Tristan is constantly trying to look up for opportunities in order to set up for the team and of course drag everyone back towards the turret in order to get some of these damage being poked out over to the side of Team Indonesia. Unfortunately, we're looking at 8 minutes into the game and close to 7,000 gold lead.
Final slash, that combo coming out from the side of Xiaoqi. He's doing extremely well. Jinxiao falling extremely low here. Gets dragged back in from Dalvin as well. Afan still with the appraisals round, landing it down. No members going down as of yet. They're playing in between the turrets, but Dingerai coming in with the blazing duet. Finds the finish onto Bellamy and to Jinxiang as well. Double kill as they want to go for more. Tristan falling extremely low as Xiaoqi gets unstoppable streak with a triple kill onto Keith as well.
Great final slash coming from the side of Xiaoqi. Whenever you weren't expecting, it came out and just literally dragged everyone back down to Naraka. Just kill them as much as possible and just bring them down to the underworld. Team Singapore, they're having such a tough time. And with that all said and done, the instant replay gives us a massive idea, right? When it comes to Team Singapore, they thought that they're safe. They thought that everything is good and fine, but that stun plus that final slash really threw them completely off guard.
Such an aggressive flicker coming out from the side of Dingerai as well, feeling the pressure, feeling the heat, sees the blood in the water, dealing so much towards the Baxia as well. Baxia falling extremely low, and Dingerai pops that blazing duet, and eventually that's a tag from Team Singapore gone. Team Indonesia, they're just tearing through those turrets as they are unable to stand within their own confines of their space.
There is so much fights going on. And Team Indonesia, they're constantly just forcing these fights over the side of Team Singapore just so that they will make bad trades time and time again. And this is how Team Indonesia want to create a lead for themselves. 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and we're looking at 10,000 goal lead. This lead will continuously grow higher and higher as long as Team Singapore constantly tries to defend outside of their base.
The Lord will be the next site that they set their eyes on for the side of Team Indonesia right now. 3,000 gold ahead is that Claude, right? And once that snowball is going, it is a massive weight that cannot be stopped coming in from the side of Team Indonesia as well. Now Alexander looking unkillable, getting so much map advantage. But I gotta say, Delvin, 2-0 and 14 right now. This man has been present in every fight and left unpunished. I've never seen him use that flicker yet.
It's really unfortunate. Delvin has constantly been in the face of Team Singapore, and he's constantly being hit by Roy even. Roy has been putting a lot of emphasis onto Delvin, but she's just dealing really small little poke damages, and she's not anywhere at a point where Kimmy is going to be strong enough.
Yeah, it feels like a bubble gun that you're pointing towards the side of Team Indonesia right now as the Lord does go in, and Delvin aggressively goes in as well. Still has the flicker available. Tristan goes down, and Team Indonesia, they get the inhibitor turret, they drag back in the Baxia as well, and that's a double kill coming in from the side of Delvin. And look at the back here as Xiaoqi is going on a hamstring as Dingerai and Delvin, they clean up the rest of Team Singapore. A clean 1-0 for Team Indonesia.
That was way too much for Team Singapore to handle.